I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, February the 24th, 2016. An IDF captain was accidentally killed by gunfire from fellow IDF soldiers who were trying to protect him. The incident occurred at the Etzion Junction in the West Bank when a Palestinian man attacked 30-year-old Air Force Captain in Reserve Eliav Gelman and tried to stab him. IDF forces at the scene shot at the terrorist, but also hit Gelman by mistake. He was critically wounded and taken to Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center, where despite efforts to save him, he was pronounced dead several hours later. The Palestinian attacker was also hit by the gunfire, sustaining moderate to serious injuries. He was also taken to a hospital in Jerusalem for treatment. At the start of a meeting with Arab regional and local authority leaders today, Israeli President Reuven Rivlin addressed Gelman's death as a result of efforts to subdue a terrorist. Rivlin said there can be no forgiving terror, there can be no tolerating terror, and all those sitting here today must condemn terror outright. The fire of terrorism, which has taken from us so many victims, is the same fire which will burn the bridges that we are trying to build today. Israel police arrested 2 Arab-Israeli vendors today after finding pipe bombs and ammunition hidden in their food stands in Jerusalem's Old City. A police sapper was brought in to disarm the devices, and an investigation is ongoing. Israel's Channel 2 reports that a new precedent has been set in Israeli policy, that if the family of a Palestinian terrorist turns in that person to security forces in Israel, their homes will not be demolished. The recommendation was brought by new Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit regarding the house of terrorist Shadi Ahmad Matua of Hebron, who is accused of killing Rabbi Isaac Littman and his 18-year-old son Netanel in a terror attack this past November. Matua's father and brother turned him in shortly after the incident. Home demolitions are used by the Israeli government as a deterrent for terrorism. Police in France have arrested a French Jewish teacher on suspicion that he gave a false account of an anti-Semitic attack. If you recall, 56-year-old Rabbi Zion Saadon, who teaches in Marseille's Jewish community, told police on November the 18th of last year that he had been beaten by Islamic State jihadists, who also yelled anti-Semitic slurs at him. The alleged attack, which left Saadon with light to moderate injuries, was condemned by French President François Hollande at the time. However, an unnamed police source told French paper La Provence that there were inconsistencies in the teacher's story and that he is now suspected of giving a false deposition and could possibly be indicted. Hungarian Jews are once again protesting their government's intention to honor a Holocaust-era politician who supported discriminatory laws against Jews. If you recall, back in December, plans to unveil a statue of Bálint Holman was canceled due to outrage from Hungary's Jewish community and from across the Jewish world. There are now plans to unveil a statue of another politician, Georgi Donath, who backed anti-Semitic laws that historians say served as the legal basis for the persecution of Hungary's Jews by the Nazis. Umbrella group of Jewish communities in Hungary, Mashiz, has challenged the new statue, as they did with Holman, and wrote in a statement yesterday that the far-right anti-Semitic politician deserves no statue in Hungary. The Anti-Defamation League is urging Rutgers University to respond to a swastika found by a Jewish student at the school. According to reports, the swastika was taped to the ceiling in the common area of the student named as senior Sarah Rosen's residence hall last month. A police report states that the student responsible for taping the swastika to the ceiling claimed it wasn't meant to represent the Nazi symbol, but rather the Buddhist symbol which faces the other way. However, Rosen claims the symbol was meant as an act of intimidation against her. The ADL has called on Rutgers to publicly condemn the incident. ADL New Jersey Regional Director Josh Cohen said schools must provide safe environments which facilitate learning and understanding among students from diverse backgrounds. Cohen added that Rutgers leadership must let students as well as the broader community know that these acts will not be tolerated. The Washington Post reports that Georgetown University has received a $10 million gift for Holocaust research. The school, which is the oldest Catholic and Jesuit institution of higher education in the U.S., was granted the funds from Miami philanthropists Norman and Irma Bramman, with the aim of exploring foreign policy regarding Israel, the Holocaust, and genocide issues, as well as Jewish-Catholic relations and Jewish literature, culture, and religious expression. The existing Jewish Studies program at the university's School of Foreign Service will now be renamed the Center for Jewish Civilization. That will happen next week. And taking a look now at our programming tonight on JBS for Wednesday, February the 24th. At 7:30, former Israeli U.S. Ambassador Danny Ayalon speaks with NYU law professor Thane Rosenbaum about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and suggests ways the Jewish community can use modern methods to combat the BDS movement. That's from the Fifth Avenue Synagogue in New York City. At 9 o'clock, Mark Golub sits down with conservative Rabbi Robert Wolkoff of Congregation B'nai Tikva of North Brunswick, New Jersey, who discusses his understanding of how God impacts the world on the Chaim. At 10 o'clock, veteran journalist Gabe Pressman shares his Jewish story. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, February the 24th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.